It was supposed to be just another peaceful tram ride through the city of Dresden. But within moments, it spiraled into chaos. An American tourist on holiday saw a woman being harassed and chose to step in. That brave decision nearly cost him his life, because the attacker was a Syrian asylum seeker with a violent past. And here's the shocking twist. Despite stabbing an innocent man, he is already back on the streets. But before we get started, if you find value in what we're doing here, lend us a hand and subscribe today. Thank you for your support. Picture the scene. A crowded tram rattling along the tracks, conversations blending with the hum of the city. Suddenly, a woman's terrified scream cut through the air. Passengers froze in shock as a man lunged toward her, his aggression escalating. That's when John, a young American model who had just completed his paramedic training, acted on instinct. Driven by courage and compassion, he rushed forward, only to be met with cold steel. The asylum seeker pulled out a 6-inch blade and struck, leaving blood on the tram floor as horrified passengers looked on. What followed stunned not only Dresden, but the entire country. Police quickly arrested the suspect, a Syrian national already notorious in the city. He had a record of violence, drug dealing, and previous assaults on women. Yet within hours, just hours, he was released. Why? Because he wasn't a German citizen. Because under the current system, migrants like him slip through the cracks of justice. Meanwhile, a second suspect linked to the attack remains at large, raising fears that more violence could follow. For ordinary Germans, the question has become unavoidable. Where is the protection? Where is the law? For John's family, this is a nightmare they never imagined. His sister-in-law described him as a man whose life mission was to save others. It was his passion for saving lives that made him step in. Now he is the one lying in a hospital bed, fighting to recover. Support has poured in from across the Atlantic. A GoFundMe page, set up to cover his medical expenses, has already raised over $45,000. It's a powerful reminder of how one man's courage can inspire thousands of strangers to rally behind him. But John's story is more than personal tragedy. It has become a symbol. In the United States, major media outlets are already seizing on the case, pointing to Germany's asylum policies as dangerously lenient. The Trump administration has long criticized Berlin for allowing waves of migrants from countries with deeply different cultures, and in some cases, high crime rates. Inside Germany, the outrage is boiling over. The far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD party, is gaining traction in the polls, capitalizing on public anger. Establishment politicians label them extremist, but to many Germans, AfD voices the frustrations they feel every time another violent attack is reported. Germany's government, led by Chancellor Friedrich Merz, insists it has toughened immigration rules, closing borders with Poland, tightening asylum controls, and promising stricter deportations. But critics argue these are half measures. Reports have even surfaced accusing Germany of quietly pushing migrants across to Poland, sparking tensions with its neighbours. Opposition leaders accuse Merz of playing politics abroad while ignoring the fear festering at home. One politician put it bluntly: if a Syrian stabs an American in Dresden and is known to the police, yet walks free, what message does that send? It's a free pass for violence. Germany stands at a crossroads. On one side, the ideals of open borders and humanitarian asylum. On the other, the growing cries of citizens who feel abandoned, unsafe, and betrayed. Every new attack, every headline, deepens the divide. John's story is not just about one man's bravery. It's about a country wrestling with its future. Will Germany act to restore order and protect its people, or continue down a path where violence becomes routine and trust in government collapses? The question echoes far beyond Dresden, far beyond Germany. How many more Johns will it take before change finally comes?